Hey guys, Bub here, and today, if you're wondering why we're staring at a blank screen, I'm going to tell you why. Today, I'm starting a new series, not sure what it's going to be called, but it's going to have to do with setting up and using Arch Linux for at least 3 weeks. Now, I am pretty much completely blind to Arch Linux. I have never properly installed it. I have had a lot of experience with other Linux distros, but never Arch, and I really like the idea of customizing my own distribution. So we're going to try that today. So here on this USB, I have a copy of Arch Linux, the latest version of Arch that I could download from their website. And right now, I'm going to boot it off this laptop, but then we're going to switch over to my monitor. I have it hooked up over VGA because this laptop doesn't have HDMI. And here is the Arch Linux startup screen. We of course want to boot Arch Linux because I do not have it installed on my computer. Right now this hard drive has Windows XP installed on it. I'm not sure why. I just put Windows XP on here. So I figured until we get a better setup, it's probably better if you guys look at this screen, because all it's doing is it's mirroring this screen to my main monitor, and my main monitor doesn't have the best filming idea. So we're going to be able to screen record whenever we have a desktop environment installed. But right now you're just looking over here. So the first thing we want to do is see if we have an internet connection, because I'm using my X5 pods for this. So we're going to ping, and we are successfully connected to the internet. I eventually want to be able to run a Wi-Fi connection off of Arch Linux. Okay, so here we are back in Arch Linux. I have a installation guide from the Arch Wiki on my Surface Pro, which the Surface Pro will be a very important tool in this whole process because I get to use Arch Wiki on it. So the first thing it says is to make sure that the system clock is correct and ensure you have internet, which I know we have internet. So to check this, we have to time detect L status, and that looks about right, I think. Now we have to partition the disks. So we have -L, and these are all of our partitions here. I believe this one is the hard drive because it's an 80 gig drive. Not a lot, but for Arch Linux, it'll be good for us. So we are SDA. So now it says to format the partitions. So mkfs.ext4, because that's the file system we want this drive to be, and then sda/dev/sda1. Enter. And it's NTFS because it is Windows XP, so we're going to proceed and create. And I hear the hard drive already spinning up. So now we have to mount the one that we just did. So all we have to do is mount, and then /dev/sda1/mnt. And now it's mounted. So now we can install it according to this. So we have to select the mirrors, which are defined in /etc pacman.dmirrorlist. I don't know what that means. So I have to install it using packstrap/mnt base linux-firmware. I hope that's right. Linux firmware. I really hope that is correct, because if it's not, then I just installed something completely random. I thought about using a capture card for this part, however, it would just be better. I want to stay raw, and we just want to do it with a camera and then a screen recorder. I really like doing this type of video. I like doing the restorations, but I do like being able to talk to you guys directly, like through a Hackintosh or a Linux video, because it gives me an opportunity to kind of talk about everything without being all professional in a restoration video. And now we can start off by configuring the system. So it's telling me to create a fstab. Now honestly, if you guys ask me why I'm doing this, what it's telling me to do, to be honest, I went into this blind. I have no idea what to expect. Error. It's -U and not B. And that has completed. So now we have to change root into the new system. arch-chroot/mnt. Okay, And now we have to set the time zone, or we can just do it this way, because I'm not too worried about the time zone right now. And now, we'll generate those, and now we have to /etc/ I really don't think a lot of this is important right now. We'll of course look at it later. So now we have to mkinitcpio-p. And this looks like it's doing something very important. After this, we have to set the root password and then install a Linux capable bootloader, which it does not tell me how to do that, so I have to look at it. Right now we have to password. And now we're going to make a password, a simple password for right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that is done. So now we get to install a bootloader and Arch Linux. This could go very well or go very bad. So this looks simple maybe. grub-install/dev/sda. No. So sudo pacman -s grub-install. Okay, maybe not sudo. Just pacman. Target not found. Okay. pacman -s grub os dot. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Now we have to attempt to configure it, which I have no idea. I have no idea what any of this is. That does not exist. You know what? That's just wonderful. Okay. So I read this, I hope this is right. pacman -s grub. Okay, that was done, we already did that, so grub-install/dev/sda. Now, if this works, this will be my first ever successful Arch Linux installation. Which is honestly big progress for me, because I really have never had any success with Arch Linux, and considering that this is going to be my first official Arch Linux machine, this is kind of a big deal for me. So grub-mkconfig, this is what we were trying to do before, kind of, /boot/grub/grub. And now I guess we're done. We're gonna see what happens if we try and boot off the local hard drive. We actually got somewhere. GNU grub Arch Linux. Booting Arch Linux. Did we actually just install Arch Linux on this machine? There's no way I just did that. Uh-oh. Well, we installed Arch Linux, but I forgot the password. Or I'm not getting the password right. Nope, I just didn't have numlock on. Okay, we have installed Arch Linux. That was very stressful. So, that's not doing anything. Okay, there we go. CD new. We're in the new folder. Whatever. this is our Arch Linux installation. And just so you know, this is the install USB. We're not running off it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to install a basic desktop environment. We'll get a more complicated one installed later. But for right now, I just want something that we can move our mouse around in. So we're going to change directory back to our regular. So it looks like I'm going to go with Lxde as our first desktop environment. And so this tutorial says pacman-syu. Okay, so it appears like we have no internet connection at all because we cannot ping Google. We're having fails getting mirrors. Okay. I guess that's what happens when you don't listen to the guides and you take it upon yourself. We cannot connect to the internet. I think it's because I didn't configure the network correctly. I have reinstalled Arch Linux, which I didn't really need to do. I was stupid and I did it anyway. I needed to change chroot and redo the network configuration, but I ended up reinstalling everything. So hopefully now we have a type of network, and I also installed a network manager, so we can hopefully have access to the internet. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna be very mad. Okay. So I did install Nano while I was at it. So, okay. Ping. Boom. We have an internet connection. That is amazing. So the next episode we'll figure out how to, get everything done. So we're gonna try to install Lxde. So, pacman-s gammon Lxde. Okay, let's just try Lxde. Not found. Okay. Lxde. Oh. There we go. Alright, so we want Lxde common. That's the desktop environment. Yes. And now, once this finishes, we can clear so you guys can actually see what I'm typing. And now we want to chmod +x that weird thing /dot in x in it rc. Okay, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Nano boom 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 x I in it. Okay. So start X. That didn't work. So if we get a desktop environment, that's pretty much my goal for tonight. And then tomorrow, a web browser and a screen recorder would be nice. Because like I said, this is my only machine that I'm going to be using. Pure Arch Linux user. So, that might not be the best idea, but, I'm going full Linux Mint, or Arch Linux, which means I really need this machine to work, because I'm using this as my main machine. My MacBook Pro is only editing, because I need Final Cut Pro to edit these videos, but other than that, full Arch Linux user. And while that may seem a lot stressful, it is definitely a stressful thing to do, because I'm abandoning my MacBook to use Arch Linux, which is my arch enemy. According to this tutorial, we need to use sudo pacman-s x or -x init. Oh, well, we don't have sudo, and I spelled pacman wrong. I'm not sure why we don't have sudo. I guess it's because we're signed in as root. But, yeah. So, once this installs, we should be good to go. I'm not sure. Like I said, I jumped headfirst into something I have almost no clue about. We've successfully installed everything we need. We've basically installed the basics, and we've troubleshooted this, and now we're doing this. And there we go. This is our Linux Mint. This is not Linux Mint. This is our Lxde Arch Linux desktop. Now, on the laptop you can see our full taskbar with our lock button, which is currently... Maybe I chose the wrong machine to do this on, because this one is a little bit slow. Okay, this is good. However, on this machine, on my monitor over here, I cannot see. I'm not sure if it like... Okay, so it is a dual monitor setup, which is way better than I thought it would be. But I want them to be mirrored, although I'm not sure if that's actually a possibility right now. But okay, browser, and here's why. I need a web browser urgently, because this is my main computer. So pacman -s Chrome, Firefox, okay. Okay, so as you just saw, I just installed Chromium, or at least I think I did. So if you go to our menu here, Internet, Chromium is right there, and I know that this sucks looking at it this way. But it says we're loading Chromium, but I'm not seeing anything happen. The hard drive is trying. Just gave up. Just gave up on me. Okay. Well, let's think of it this way. We got a desktop environment. We can put Chromium on later, because I always have my Surface Pro. But right now, we can shut down. Actually, yeah, let's shut down the machine. And that's the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this new Arch Linux series. I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, and I'll see you all in the next one.